Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. It is Thursday, February 24th, 2022. I am Solid Blue Sister, and this is My Turn to Talk. Welcome, Frankie. You are number one. I hope everyone's having a great day today. Okay, so I'm going to get started. All right, so I'm going to get started. So today's topic is Baby, you look good. Really? Do couples have to give compliments just to keep the peace? Do we really want to know the truth if we ask? So today I just want to welcome Woody. So today I'd like to talk about, you know, do we really want to know the truthful answer when we ask a question? If we say, you know, do I look good in this dress? Does this suit look good on me? Is this the right color for me? Um, do you like my coat? Whatever. Are we just asking just to throw the question out there, or do we really want to know? And I guess I said do couples, but for anyone, do we have to, do we give compliments just to, you know, move on? Um, are there some people who should not ask how they look in certain things because they may possibly know? And when I say they may possibly know, meaning they may possibly know that they may not look a particular way. They may not look good, in that dress. That hairstyle is not right for them. That prom dress is not a a flattering look. Do we really want to know the answer when we ask the question? And are we asking the question because we really want to know? Or do some people ask questions because they're looking for a compliment? Why are people asking questions that they may not like the answer if you have someone who gives a truthful answer? So if I were to say, walk up to a friend of mine and say, hey, do you like this hat? Or do you like my hat? And I have it on my head, I'm wearing it. And they just came out and said no. Now, is there a more tactful way to say it? Yes. But is there really a tactful way when you're telling someone, it may not look so good because some people they're sensitive, and they may get upset either way. And some people may really want to know the truth. Me, I'm someone who, if I ask a question, I really want to know. I don't want to, go out the house looking, crazy or anything, but I really want to know. So my question is, should we tell people the truth when they ask us, or should we just blow smoke? And again, should people even ask the question? So that's what I would like to know. Welcome, Misa M or Misa M. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. So, that is the question, that I want to know. Welcome, GP Man 45. A couple of years ago, or actually, shouldn't say a couple of years ago, about 15 years ago, I worked with someone who basically, they used to ask questions about clothes that they wore, and the clothes that they wore were not flattering, but she would always ask, and people would never really give her an answer. And then finally she said, "Can someone just tell me how this looks?" And a one of the girls said, "Well, it doesn't look good on you." And she got really upset. So, again, my question is, should we tell people the truth when they ask us certain things, or should we just lie? But is it helping them? Because if we lie, they may go back and put the same dress on next week, or walk out the house, looking the same way the next day. So, what do you do? So that is my question. Welcome back, GP man. It has been a while. So, but anyway, yo back. So those are my questions. So, what do you guys think? And let's see, Frankie. I know what your situation is, so I understand that you're going to be in the chat. Oh, and I have one other question also before. I also would like to know this. Do you think that telling people that they look good, or, well, let me back up. Do you think that when children are young, we should teach them how to accept someone saying that they look nice or whatever, at the same time, accepting if someone says that they don't look so great? Is this something that we should teach our children? Is this something that should we teach children how to accept the fact that everyone may not like what they're wearing, um, everyone may not like them, okay? And Misa, again, I hope, is it Misa, Mee, or Misa? And I hope I don't want to pronounce a person's name wrong. Okay, hold on, let me come on. There we go.
Hello.
Hello, welcome.
Hello, welcome. Thank you so much. My pronunciation of my name is Maysam.
Mason.
Maysam, yes.
Mason. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, so you said that we should teach. Is this something that they should learn when they're in elementary school, when they're just toddlers? When do you think that we should teach them? Because one day they may go up to someone and say, "Hey, do you like my hat?" And someone may just come out and say no.
I think we should teach them when they are compared with other people. And of course, we should teach them because if we don't do that, their self-confidence decrease. Even
Okay.
a person say them they are not good or something like that.
All right. Well, okay. So let me ask this: if your wife or girlfriend or whomever, mom, dad, sister, brother, came up to you and asked you if they look good in something, would you automatically say yes, even if you meant no?
Sorry, would you repeat your question? I couldn't realize that.
If if someone that you knew, either your husband
Mhm.
or wife or brother, sister, whatever, came up to you and said, "Do you like my dress, my suit, my coat, whatever?" Would you tell them yes, even though you meant no? Would you automatically tell someone yes just to keep the peace?
Mm, yes, I think yes.
Okay, why? Why
Mm,
why why wouldn't you
of
tell them
course,
no?
we should tell them truth. If the code is not good, we should say them. And if clothes are really good for them, we should say, to guide them how we expect that the other people guide us.
Okay.
The
Now,
truth,
hold on.
yes, the truth is my priority if I want to say my opinion.
Okay. Now, Frankie says, "What if they got mad?" And Frankie, I'm assuming you're saying that you tell them the truth and they got mad, or my question would be, my some, what if it was somebody who you knew would get mad if you told them the truth? Like, what if they were just that type
Mm,
of person? They would just, no matter what you told them, they were one of those people that would just
of
always
course,
get
we
get
should.
get mad.
Yeah, I think that we should say somehow that they don't upset and for laugh or something else that
Okay. So, would you want someone to tell you the truth?
if
I
my
think we just
sister
lost
has
Mysam.
no, I'm here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, sorry. For example, if my sister has a brown coat and it's not a good, I say that my sister, you should buy a green coat. It's really better than this one.
Now, are you saying that because it's your sister as opposed to your friend?
Mm,
Are you
it's
telling
not
your
a
sister the truth because she's your
difference.
sister?
No, it's not difference with the person is my sister or my friend or a brother, whoever is, we should tell them truth.
Okay. So, would you want someone to tell you the truth?
Uh, Sorry, would you repeat your question?
Would you want someone to tell you the truth?
Hmm. Of course, it depends on the way that the person says me the truth. Some people say the truth in bad way, but some people say the truth in good way. And of course, the second one uh, is my cup of tea, and mm, just that.
Okay.
Of
So,
course, if a person, sorry, if a person say a truth uh, in a not good way or in bad way, I may upset, but after some hours or after some days, I will be okay because I think that when I'm alone, I think about it and then I realize that it was correct or not.
all right. So, Mysam, let me ask you one last thing. So, what if it was about
Okay.
a relationship? What if you were in a relationship with someone, and you brought that person home to meet your family, and they just didn't like that person? Would you want to know the truth, or would you want them to say, "Oh yeah, they're really really nice"? Oh yeah. I mean, would you want to know the truth, or would you just want?
Tricky question. uh, I'm on my word, truth.
Okay. All right. All right.
Okay.
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 I'm just asking. All right. I'm gonna pass the mic over to Shy Lady. Shy Lady, you have the mic, and my son, I'm just going to mute you for a moment. Okay. So Shy Lady, we're talking about, I said couples. The title is "Baby, you look good." Should you give people, tell people that they look good just to keep the peace? Do people really want to know the truth if they ask the question, or are they just asking the question? And what would you do?
Um, I think people really don't want the truth. I think um, most people just want to hear something to make them feel good. I think they really don't want to hear the truth based on my experience.
But don't you think? Okay, so if they're just trying to hear things that that make you feel good. Okay, like Shannon just said, hey, baby, do I look fat in these jeans? Okay. Should you? I mean, if you're asking someone if they look fat, do you think that those people already know they look fat, or they genuinely want to know? And if you told them the truth, do they have a right to get upset if you said no, you don't look good?
Um, I think that for me, I never, we're not like, for instance, like friends or whatever. I can pretty much be honest, but sometimes with spouses, you can't always really say the truth, because if you know that person and you know their weaknesses, then you'll say, what's needed.
But isn't that hurting them in the end?
You said, is that what?
Isn't that hurting them in the end? Meaning, it may be your
Not really.
spouse.
I don't think
Okay, but
so.
if they're wearing something that you know absolutely does not look good, and they're going to go out, you would just let them go out looking however, as opposed to telling them maybe you should, change and put on
Well,
your
yeah, I mean, it's the way you
yeah.
say it. It's the way you say it. So yeah, you would have to say it in a diplomatic way, but like I said, I think a lot of times people are just looking for compliments and just to feel good about themselves.
But
I don't.
don't you think that's dangerous? And when I say dangerous, that you're looking for someone to tell you you look a certain way, you're running the risk of someone who is actually going to tell you you don't look a certain way, you actually look that way.
Well, see, I actually, like I said, I think it's how you say it. If you say it in a way where it's how should I say? If you say it in a way where their feelings won't be hurt, I think they'll receive it better. You just can't say it like in a mean way. You have to say it with diplomacy, so that they won't get hurt or offended.
But do
I
you
think
think
that's the
everyone
key.
can accept that way?
I think so. It depends, like I said, depending on how you say it. I think if you say it in a diplomatic way, oh, you know what? I think that this the other way, the other manufacturer or brand looks a little bit better on you than this one. You have to say it like in a way like that. That way they won't be offended.
Okay, but let's go back to what Shannon says. Shannon says, hey, baby, do I look fat in these jeans?" And then she said, make it a white lie. But what if your friend is overweight, and I don't mean they're plump, I mean they're overweight, and they're asking you, do they look good in these jeans? And they have a tendency to ask you a lot, if they look good in certain clothes, and they really don't. Yes, you can say it in a nice way where their feelings won't get hurt, but for something like that, won't their feelings get hurt either way?
Probably, and then that can be an opportunity for you to say, you know what, if this hurts you, then maybe we need to look at doing some things to get healthy. Let's like take some look at some alternative eating plans or exercise plans, so we can do this together and help each other. I find that is kind of a solution that works for me.
Okay. All right. So what if you had someone who was consistently, and you have people who are like this. What if you had someone who was consistently always talking about people? This person doesn't look good. This person looks like this. This person looks like that. They look horrible in this. They look horrible in that. But then they turn around and they ask you, and I'm gonna use Shannon's question again: do I look fat in these jeans? With a person like that, do you just tell them, or do you still try to say it in a nice way?
I would still try to say it in a nice way, because if your
Okay.
friend if your friends, and you care about the person, they care about you, and even though we all have our flaws, but you do have some of those people who never can see themselves. Like, I'll give you an instant. This is a true story. My daughter, um, met a young man online, and she had never seen him before in person, but she saw him online. He's a nice looking guy, whatever. So she didn't want to be alone when she met him. So she asked one of her friends, one of her female friends, "Hey, I'm going to meet this guy. He's supposed to be bringing one of his friends. We're going to meet up at this bar. We've never met before. We met online." So she gets to the bar, and her friend had met her up there as well. Her friend had a little bit too much to drink, and when she saw the young man, she said to my daughter, "Oh, he's short," right in front of his face. "Oh, he's short. I didn't know you. I didn't think you were into short men. He's like shorter than you. Ooh." And now he had already paid for her friend and her friend's friend, who she brought a friend with her. He had paid for them to get into the club, and he bought them a round of drinks. But she insulted him, and my daughter said, she of all people shouldn't talk about people because she's not very attractive herself, but she does not think she's not attractive. She needs braces really bad, has kind of almost like buck teeth, and but she's putting down other people because he's short, and she's just one of those kind of people. But even though she did put this guy down, she said to her, this is really rude of you to act like this in front of him. Then she knew she had been drinking a little bit, but she was like, "I cannot believe you're saying this. This is so rude." But even though she could have told her friend, you of all people can't talk about anybody. You need braces really, really badly. You always have, but you can't see yourself. But she was really diplomatic about it, and told her that she was wrong to insult this man in front of her like this, and it was not right. And she still didn't seem to be bothered with. She's like, "Well, he is ugly. I don't think he's attractive. He's ugly and he's short." And she was just like, "I'm done." She told me, she said, "I will never ever bring anyone around him ever again." She said, "Even though I wasn't even really interested in him like that, I was just trying to get to know him." But she was so insulting and just couldn't see herself. But you have people like that. They can see the negative in other people's features, but they can't see themselves. But if you value
Okay.
that friendship, then you'll try to do whatever, placate it or whatever, just to keep the peace.
All right. Now, Frankie says sometimes you need to just tell people. And then she says, I disagree. Those people need a lesson. Now, when you talk about friendship and keeping the peace, yeah, you can keep the peace, but if you couldn't you also say, and I'm playing both sides here, couldn't you also say that if you were a friend, you would tell this person? Because one day she's probably going to say something to the wrong person and it's not going to end well. If you were a friend, to let this person know, do you see how you look? You're telling people that they look this way when you look that way. And like Frankie says, those people need a lesson.
Well, I have, like I said, I have mentioned it to her my daughter as well. It's like, have you told her how she looks? She's like, "I'm not even going to get to that level." She said, "Because I've told her off before about her behavior, but I've never attacked her looks. Like she attacks other people's looks." She said, "I've never attacked her looks." Although she said, "If I wanted to be shallow, I could go there." She just says tells her that her behavior is rude, and she has no right to talk to people like the way she does. But yeah, she
But
she
is
said
it
she
but
just didn't
is
want to
it
get to
being
that level.
shallow for
Hmm.
going there? I mean, is it being shallow, and are you really going to that level if it's like telling someone, look, you need, because apparently if she keeps telling her and she's not getting it, at what point do you have to go to that next level in order for someone to get it?
I don't know. I think she would turn around and probably say that, you're just trying to put me down because you're jealous or something. She's kind of like one of those kind of people.
Okay.
You're trying to
All
you're
right.
trying to hurt me out of spite or something, because she
Okay.
really, really thinks she looks good, and she drinks a lot. So my daughter says she has kind of a little bit of a gut, but she's criticizing other people's bodies. She's like one of those kind of people.
All right. All right. I'm gonna go to Mysum. Mysum, have you been listening, or um, you wanted to comment on anything that shy lady and I were talking about? Are you there? Okay. I think my son is otherwise. Engage.
I
And
can join for
Shannon,
a moment. Hey, how are you, honey?
how are you, Shannon?
I'm
Okay, so
good. I love the topic.
so what do you want to say? I mean, you want to jump in, and you've heard a little bit of
Well,
what Mysam said and what Shy Lady said.
well, actually I'm working and I didn't hear exactly detail, but my take on that is, yeah, we all do it, and I'm a victim of it. Not a victim, but a perpetrator of it myself. Because yeah,
Okay,
I did hear
a
what Charlie said.
perpetrator,
Yeah,
a perpetrator
well,
of asking
I'm
people how you look or
I'm
telling.
guilty of it myself. I'm guilty of it
Guilt.
myself. Baby, does this dress make me look
Oh,
good?
okay,
Do I look
okay,
fat?
okay,
And
okay.
she's right. We all want to hear what we want to hear to make ourselves feel good. So, I mean, I'm guilty of it.
But you know what? And I mean, honestly, when I ask people, I truly want to know. So if I say, baby, do I look fat in these jeans? And you think I look fat, I want you to tell me. You know, if you
Mm,
think that my makeup is too thick, or you know that the foundation isn't right or whatever, I want you to tell me, because I don't want to go out looking crazy. You know,
Well,
and you
well,
know,
see,
so
that's something though. Makeup you can tone down, but like if you're obese, that's not like something you can tone down immediately. So, I mean,
No, but at the same time, though, no, you can't. And I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, I come back to, then should you ask the question? Should you even go there and ask the question?
uh, uh, that's kind of. I'm just telling you how I would feel. I wouldn't want to if I said, "Hey, baby, do I look fat?" Yeah, you look all, yeah, big old heifer. No, I don't want to.
Okay, all right. Okay, so
No, I don't want to
Shannon,
be told that.
okay, Shannon, then let me ask you this: we're out shopping.
Uh-huh.
You pick out some dresses, you go into the dressing room, you come back out, and you're like, hey, Salad, you know, how do I look in this dress? Does this dress look you know, good on me? Do I look fat in this dress?
Hmm.
Do you really want to know, or are you just coming out just to show how you look in this dress, and you're
Well,
just gonna go back in, you're gonna buy it anyway?
yeah, but that's different. That would be me and you. I would want you to tell me the truth because we would have that bond. But when it comes to a man and someone you love, you always want to look like you want to think that you look perfect in their eyes. I would expect and want my friend to tell me the truth, but sometimes we want a little candy coating with the ones we love, you know, just to make it.
Okay, then let me ask this: have you ever put on something? Because I have, I put clothes on, and I'm like, you need to take this off. This does not look good. You know it doesn't look good, but yet you still put it on for some people, and you still want to go out and ask your spouse or your partner or whomever, do I look good? Are you setting yourself up?
Yeah. Yeah. You're setting yourself up for a potential, something a little hurtful, make you a little insecure. But I think like a relationship, relationship is completely different than somebody else, like your family or your best friend, you know. So,
Okay, so your coworker, you come to work,
hmm.
and you have on this dress that you have been eyeing in the store for months. You finally bought it, you put it on, you went to work with it on, and you truly think that you look good.
Hmm.
But no one is saying, you know, hey Shannon, that dress is so pretty. Or, I mean, you're no one's saying anything.
Hmm.
And usually they would say, hey Shannon, that's a nice top, or that's a nice skirt, whatever. But this particular time, no one is saying anything. Do you ask, or do you just go on about your business? At the end of the day, you go home.
I would just go about my business because that seems like you're just searching and needing some kind of compliment. And that sounds kind of almost insecure to me. I'd just take the compliments when they said it looks good and then just not even bother with it because at the end of the day, it's my choice what I put on my body. So, but it was completely different when it comes to your partner, especially your sexual partner, because you always want to think in your head that you're always and still attractive to that person.
Mhm.
You don't have
Mhm.
sex with your well, unless, if you're a faithful person, you're not having sex with your best friend, you're not having sex with your coworker. So
Right.
you always, at least, I do. I'd always want to think that I'm still attractive to the one I love.
Okay. I'm going to ask you this, and then I'm going to go to Shiley, and I'm going to ask her the same thing. So let me ask this: you have on this dress, your husband or spouse or significant other, whatever. When you left the house that morning, you said, "Baby, do I look good in these jeans?" Oh, Shannon, you look so good. You look sexy. You everything you wanted to hear. You got to work, or you got to a party, or wherever you were going, whatever.
Hmm.
And you asked someone else, "Do I look
Hmm.
good in these jeans?" And they were like, "Well, they weren't going to give you the same. They weren't going to give you the same positive response that your spouse did or your partner did." What do you think about that? At that point, do you think that maybe the person who is just your friend or coworker was telling you the truth, or do you think that your partner was blowing smoke?
Well, it could be both. It could be just someone trying to tear you down, or, you
Okay.
know, but when it comes to your partner, I mean, I would just take the compliment and run with it and just be like, "Oh, yay, great, he still loves me, la la la." And then if someone else said something derogatory, well, it really doesn't matter because my man likes me the way I am. Kind of like that movie Shallow Hal. Shallow Hal. Did you ever see that?
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, and at the end of the day, if that's all that really matters. I'd want to get the truth from a best friend, but I would like little white lies from the one I love. I'd rather have the little white lie. Yeah, keep the peace.
But do you think that that little white lie will one day kind of blow up in your face? Meaning, they keep telling you these little white lies, or you keep telling them these little white lies. I mean, do you think that at some point that it's going to backfire? And again, for me, I mean, if I don't look right, and I mean, I ask my husband, I'll go out, even if I'm going out just to get gas, and I'll throw something on. I'll say, "Do I look ridiculous, with this? Because I have on a t-shirt and this and whatever." And he'll say, "You need to go put on a different shirt, or you need to do this, whatever." I want to know,
Yeah,
because, so I don't want to go out looking a certain way. And yes, it's
right.
my husband. Yes, you do want your husband to say, "Oh, baby, you look good," whatever. But you don't always look good. He doesn't always look good. Because you don't. So what is the harm of them telling you that you don't, and you telling them?
Well, I guess there's a line that you can cross and you can't. When it's completely absurd and or say like it's too provocative, like, the rule is with me, if you're showing cleavage, you can't show leg. If you're showing leg, don't show cleavage. Because when you show both, it turns into that word that we can't say on your program. So, but if it's, like you're wearing two mismatched socks, or, it's totally doesn't contrast, well, then yeah, I would want him to tell me. But baby, do I look fat in these jeans? I want him to say, "Oh, baby, you look as good as ever." It depends. But if it's completely, like
But
over the
Shannon,
top.
but what if you really do look fat in those jeans? I mean, and he wants to tell you, so that when you go out, people aren't like staring at you going, "She needs to take those jeans off because she just looks fat in those jeans." What if he wants to, or him or her, want to tell you that you don't look good, because when you go out, they don't want other people talking about you.
Well, that's up to him and how and the relationship that you have with that person. But as long as
you would be hurt if he told you that you did look
yeah,
fat in the
I would be
beginning.
more hurt if he told me the
Okay.
truth than if he didn't. Because I
Okay.
know I'm never gonna dress completely ridiculous. So, you know, a compliment always makes your day better. Like I said, I would never go out with mismatched socks or like wear, say, like a red and pink together, or colors that just don't go together. I would never look ridiculous. So I know I would never get that. But yeah, a little white lie every now and then. And if it's too provocative, then yeah, I'd want to be told, yeah, take that off. You look, you know,
Okay. All
that word
right.
we can't say.
All right. Meisom, do you want to take the mic, or are you just listening for now? Because I know you said you were were in a bad area. So, do you want to take the mic? Okay, I think Meisom is still just listening. Okay, shy lady, what do you think about what Shannon and I were just talking about?
Um, for me, in terms of my spouse, we have. I mean, we've been together a long time. We have no problem with telling the other person that's not very flattering on you, and make substitutions or whatever. But I am still careful how I say things because I know that he can be kind of sensitive about things. So I try in a very kind way, not to say something that will cause someone to feel, some kind of way. So I try to choose what I say carefully. But I do agree with Shannon that when you're talking to a friend or someone that's not your spouse, it's a little bit different. You also want to tell them the truth as well. At least I do, but in a diplomatic way where it wouldn't hurt their feelings. So, um, yeah, I try to be kind, but like I said, I mean, I've even had one of my kids say to me, "Well, how does this outfit look on me?" And I'll again try to choose my words carefully because I don't want them to take it the wrong way that they, gain some weight or something or so I always try to choose my words carefully because I definitely don't want anyone to be offended.
All right, so Shelly, let me ask this then. So, if one of your, children came up to you or even your husband and said, "Do I look like I am gaining weight?" And you know that they have, what do you tell them? I mean, do we?
I,
I guess my question is, do we ever get down to just saying yes or no?
I'm gonna be real honest with my my daughter asked me that like right after the holidays because she's normally like in a size 6 and clothes were tight and I said she's like I'm really needing to really get back to my program. She's like, I can barely get in these pants. They're so tight, blah blah blah. And she was like, how do they look? What do you think? And my immediate response was, you really shouldn't have worn them. Should not have worn them. But I held my tongue and I said, yeah, I agree. I think you definitely, need to get back in the gym. I said those are a little tight, but they were probably, tighter than they needed to be. But that was just my opinion. But I know she's sensitive, so I tried not to tell her how I really felt. That yeah, they look like they're busting out at the seams. Yeah, it's a little bit too much. Got a little bit back there. So yeah, but
All
she's
right,
sensitive, so I know she would have been a little hurt. So
all
like I
right.
said, I try to choose it carefully.
Shannon, you want to respond or pass the mic?
Pass the mic, please. I'm sorry, I'm working in between.
Okay,
So,
that's fine.
but
I always want to ask. All right, welcome, crazy lady. You have the mic.
I don't know. I'm the type of person, if I can't fight, like if I'm just like running out to the store or like to go grocery shopping or something, I've worn one red tennis shoe and one white tennis shoe because I couldn't find the match to either one, and I didn't care. So
All
you
right.
know,
But would you tell your husband the truth, or would you um, give him a white lie, or would you tell him the truth but put it in a tactful way? What would you do?
I don't know. I lay out his clothes for him, so if he goes out mismatched, not looking right, it's my fault.
All right. Would you want someone to tell you the truth?
Yeah, you know, because I mean, I'm sure I've totally missed the mark on some outfits, whether I care or not. Now that is a whole nother state.
Okay. All right. Chill. Welcome.
Hey y'all, what up?
So you're up here with a panel with a bunch of women. So
That's just the way I like it.
I can say something.
uh,
Okay.
sure. Go ahead.
I just have to let you know that I'm just the type of person, I'm really anal. I have to always accessorize, even inside the home. Even if I hadn't been out in 2 months, I can't help it. Maybe it's the artist inside of me. So I don't have that problem. So.
Okay. So you are Lovey Howell even when you're at home.
Yes. I Lovey How. That's me.
All right. And some people may not know who Lovey Howell is, but okay.
Gilligan's
All
Island.
right. Gilligan's Island. That's right. All right, Chill. You have the mic.
Yeah, so I guess the question is, would you tell your significant other or whomever if they fat or not? Sure, why not?
Well, not fat, but I mean, if they look good or something, sure, why not?
Oh, that was pretty simple for me. That one. I know I get long winded, but that was pretty simple. Sure, you asked me.
Okay, so
I'm a bigger. Don't ask me shit that you don't want me to like. Listen, you know that I'm the person. You know, you got people who you go to complain to. You know they're gonna think, oh, it's so horrible, and they're gonna just feed into it. But I'm the person that they know my family members. They call me, it's gonna be real, and I'm gonna tell them what I really think, and so they be ready for the truth or not the truth by now. They know me, so I'm not. But yeah, sure you can.
Chill, and that is how I feel. I mean, because I have some friends who, I mean, even some, like my sister, if she wants to know the truth, sh or certain friends, they will come to me and they'll like, how do I look? How do I really look? And I will tell them. I'm not going to I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to try to make them feel good because
Right.
they want to know. And my thing is, for anybody out there, if you don't want to know, don't ask me. Yes, I can say it in a nice way, and I can go, well, yeah, you. To me, it's like yes, no, and that's it. Let's move on. But if you don't want to know, don't ask me.
And so sometimes you gotta teach people that about you though, because they think
And
you're rude,
but true.
right?
But
So
that's why
it's
I always tell
uh,
people. I tell people up front. And when I tell people up front, then some people still get mad. Well, you didn't have to say, well, I told you. I told you this is how I was. I told you
yeah.
don't do this, don't do that. So it's not like I didn't tell you.
You know what I call that, Solid Blue?
What?
The learning process. They're gonna learn today. They're gonna learn today. You thought I was lying about what I said? Let me give you a stern reminder. I reiterate it like, before you even ask me something like this, how I am. Now, whether you chose to listen or even believe me, that's your fault. But don't be mad at me for following through of something I said I would do or some way I said I am. So that's the main thing. I don't have any qualms. And I'm never. If you know me just in general, you also know that I'm not malicious in any of my intent. So
Mm-hmm.
it coming from me is just gonna be just be me being myself. So that's one thing that they'll typically find out as well. So I'm okay with telling whomever, whatever, and that can be tactful as well. Or I'll just won't answer the question. I'll be like, well, so you must be asking me that question for a reason, right? And so it'll come a conversation into where I'll have to answer it. it'll spawn a whole thing to where I don't even have to answer it. They'll be like, you know what? They end up changing their clothes, or you know what? Yeah, I probably should. Or I'll just say, you got something else better. Let me see the options. Just give me some options here. I know I'd be tactful if they're sensitive, or I feel like they're gonna be. I mean, you just gotta be tactful at times, but sometimes I just don't bother because if you don't know me by now, you feel like I'm malicious in that intent, then that insults me. Like, oh, you asked me, I just told you. I'm like that. So, and really, who cares? Like, I'm not a big like go out with the dress, and I want you to be comfortable first.
Right. All right, so let's go to work. Let's go to the workplace. I know the workplace has changed drastically over the last 2 years, and even drastically over the last 10 years. But let's go to work at a time where there were cubicles and what have you, and everybody had to go to work. No one worked from home. And I used to work in a telecom, you know, company, and you know. There were some people who I would always say should not bring their family to work. And what I meant by that was, people would have pictures of their family, whatever. And other people would say, oh, oh, is this your daughter? Oh, she's so pretty, or is this is whatever. And I just wouldn't say anything. I just would not say anything. So do you think that when you are, let's just say that you're sitting in someone's cubicle, is their space, and you're just sitting there talking, whatever, um, do you think that people should automatically say, hey, you know, uh, your family looks really nice or whatever? I mean, do you think that you're obligated to say something? And I'm going to start with shy lady so I can keep my thing around the room. So, shy lady, what do you think?
Okay, what's the question again? I'm sorry.
Do you think that if you are, you're at work,
Hmm.
and you're sitting in someone's cube back in the days when we had cubicles and
Hmm.
people had their family photos, out, whatever. Do you think that you're obligated to say, oh, your daughter, is that her? Oh, she looks so nice, or that's pretty, whatever? Or would you just not say anything?
If it was a nice looking photo, I would definitely say something.
But if it wasn't,
Oh, I wouldn't say anything if it wasn't. I would not utter
okay.
a word.
What if you're there, and then I walk up and I say, oh, Shannon, is that your family? Oh, they look really nice, and would you still not say anything, or would you
I
feel
wouldn't
that
say
you're
anything. No, I
okay,
wouldn't say anything.
okay,
I would not say anything. Well, I have I have been around people who have who had babies in the office place where I worked, and they would bring them to work after like maybe the second month, and but they were still on maternity leave, and the babies were not very good looking. So some people would be ooh and ah, and I was like, oh, he's so adorable. I would not say that I would not say my true feelings, but a
oh,
lot of times babies are not attractive,
well, crazy
if they
lady just said that the ugly baby.
sometimes their faces are all smushed up and
Well, I mean, yeah, that's how they look.
yeah.
So
So I mean, that's not to say that they won't look nice, in a year or two, but I just say, oh, he's adorable.
but do you feel compelled that you have to say even that? I mean, if they're bringing this child up, whatever, and you don't think that, do you feel compelled to say that, or do you just go,
I
"Oh,
do, I do,
okay,
I do
okay,
feel
why,
compelled
why?"
because people want to feel good about they just brought this child into the world. They bring obviously they're bringing them up there to show them off. So you want a person to you want a person to feel good. You don't want a person to feel bad. I don't.
Okay,
But I don't feel like I'm lying saying the child is beautiful, but oh, he's adorable.
okay.
But yeah.
And what about with what Chill said? Any comments about what Chill said?
What did Chill say? I'm sorry.
basically,
I'm,
if
I'm
you,
reading. I'm reading.
it,
I'm reading Crazy Lady's response.
I know about her son. You
No,
reading
she said
that?
he was. He said he was really wrinkled. And she's. I'm reading about his ugly baby up to a year. That's funny.
Well, Sheil basically said that, if baby, if you look fat in those jeans, yes.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say it, but my husband's the type of person. He would say what Chill would say. He would definitely say
Okay,
it.
now see, and I think that's odd because you said that your husband is on the sensitive side, but yet
He
he would just
is.
come out and say, okay, so that's why I think it's interesting for people who are supposed to be sensitive. They can't take it if you were to tell them
Exactly.
what,
Exactly.
it's like you're a hypocrite. It's like you can throw it
Yep.
out there, but you can't take it.
Exactly. You can dish it out, but you can't take it. That's exactly what's up.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. And Crazy Lady was bald on top of his head, but had hair on the side and back. Crazy Lady, stop. All right, Shannon, you have the mic.
It's so funny because that's exactly what I was going to say. What Crazy Lady brought up, the ugly baby, because it was a great Seinfeld episode, and that's the way I
I
would have
remember
been.
that.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, you got to come see the baby. He's just breathtaking. And then the doctor's like, oh, he's just so breathtaking. So when they get there, it's like, oh, the ugliest baby that they've ever seen. But of course, they didn't say anything. I would never say anything. You got the ugliest baby I've ever seen. Looks like a part of the Deliverance movie. No, no, never. I just wouldn't just go, oh, yeah, I wouldn't say a word. You stole my thing, crazy lady.
No, see what I always say is
Love
I
you.
don't say they're adorable or anything. I just go, oh, that's all I
Yeah.
do.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
great.
and then that's it. All right, Crazy Lady, you have the mic. You there? I see something's going on with you, but I can't hear you. You want to try again? Okay, I will come back to you. Chill. You have the mic.
Yeah, can you hear me? Okay, cool. Cause I
Yes.
know I gotta remember if I got a phone call. She probably happened to her. What happened to me? She probably got a phone call.
Okay. Yeah. She just said skip. Okay.
Yeah, I know. For me, I I just want to address one thing about especially the significant other. If I'm with you, I'm with you. And so, if you get ugly and I'm with you, that means I love you. Cause that's love. You can't be with somebody that you're not attracted to and still like you got love. Like if you get fat and I still love you, like why you even worried if you fat? I'm still here. We got love here, girl. You know what I'm saying? It'd be nice if you can go to the gym, but if not, then I want you to be comfortable. I want you to be comfortable first. I
Oh
need you to be
goodness.
comfortable with me. But ain't
But
no
it would
more
be nice
testament
if
to
you went to
love.
the gym.
But I'm just saying, it ain't no more true testament of love than if you end up with one leg and I'm still with you, or you get something like that, that's love. Like, so why are you even tripping? Like, I mean, you insecure. Sometimes people go to their moments, and if we need to, change some things. If you feeling insecure, maybe we both got to get to the. I mean, let's do it together. But at the end of the day, I don't like those questions because that's not my main motive anyway. I want to be attracted to you because you to some degree, but hopefully intellectually I'm there first. And so you willing to take a lot from that person, or imperfections from that person aren't as bad because you love the heck out of them. So don't even ask. Don't quit asking me them silly questions. Don't come around him with that now. Don't start. What we need to do? We got to go to the gym. Let's go to the gym. Let's stop this before we start. But you mentioned the I don't family photos and stuff. If you got a good smile, I'll say. I just don't say nothing. Like if you got a good like if somebody come around and something like that, a smile, or if they got something they looking nice, I'll say it. If they're not, you just don't say nothing at all. And I really don't. I just don't really. That's my problem. My biggest problem. I don't really look at a whole lot of material stuff because I kind of it's negative with me. Like most people who are pristine for me, like pristine, dress really, speak really proper. It's they hiding something. That back end of them, that the horrible part of you're harder to find out, like from in my brain. So I kind of tend to be scared of them people to some degree. Like it's what's the other hand? Like Blair Underwood. Y'all ever seen the the Medea movie with Blair Underwood? We come in and they had the stripper in there. He came in so nice and cool. Oh, it's okay. Y'all have a good time at the party. He looking real good. They're like, oh girl, look, you know. And then when they leave, he changed to a whole other person. That's how I kind of identify like people who are super into like material or like you know what I'm saying or stuff like that. But you don't want to feel insecure about yourself, so I understand that as well. But if I'm with you, I love you, girl. So I leave it alone. And them ugly people in their families and their cubicles, I ain't saying nothing about that. I probably wouldn't even pay attention to. I'm so horrible with that.
Okay, Shannon, I'm going to go to you because I want to know what you think when he said that, if you get fat or ugly, whatever, that he still loves you. And you said that you want your significant other to still think that you look good in those jeans and you're sexy and what have you. So, what do you think about what Jill just said?
Well, I wouldn't be his girlfriend for very long. But you are a good looking dude, man. I'm just teasing. But I do have something to say about when Chill Will said he wouldn't just say anything at all. Sometimes the most powerful words are the words unspoken. And a facial expression can say millions and volumes. So sometimes that's kind of a catchy situation there. If you don't say nothing, I mean, they could look at you and like, oh, well, now I know how he really feels, So maybe okay might be kind of best because they may or may not interpret that wrong. So, like I said, sometimes the most powerful words are the words unspoken.
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
Because I get that all the
Okay.
time.
Thank you, baby. And you're a good looking man.
Thank you.
And I mean that. I'm not lying to you.
Thank you.
All right, I am going to go backwards and go to Shy Lady because I got off track here with Shannon. So, Shy Lady.
Oh, I'm just laughing at everybody. I'm good.
All right, then I am going to go to Crucible Man. Welcome.
Hello. Yeah, I think when it comes to these kinds of things, you have to first of all know your audience. Who are you? Whose cubicle are you in? Whose office are you in? Whose house are you in? And then you have to kind of be consistent with your behavior and your personality and your character. If you're not somebody who typically is known as a person who compliments people or says, "Oh, that's a really nice dress you have on," or your hair looks nice today, or something like that. If that's not your normal personality, and all of a sudden, because of a certain social situation, you now become like Eddie Haskell from Leave It to Beaver. That's a really nice dress you have on, Mrs. Cleaver. And you start being a phony. And people can kind of spot that. So I've never been a person who compliments people. It makes me feel obsequious. There's a time and a place, but if you're forcing it, under certain circumstances because you want to curry favor or you want to suck up to somebody or something, I mean, most people can kind of spot that. You got to be consistent with what people already know about you, and if you step out of character, it kind of raises some eyebrows, and then you're always responding to the situation instead of just being yourself. But yeah, in most situations, I would just not say anything. Because again, you have to be consistent with what people know about you. If you start acting differently, it just gets weird.
Well, I would say that people can act different around different people. I mean, everyone is not going to, be the same with everyone. There are going to, be, you're going to be one way with one particular friend. You're going to be another way with another particular friend. I mean, I have a friend that I absolutely, when I am with her, I am, poly pure, whatever, because she, gets offended over the slightest things. If you say something the wrong way, I know I cannot be around certain friends with her, whatever. But you have those people who, like Shy Lady and I were just saying that those people who claim to be, I'm so sensitive, but yet they talk about everybody, or they say nasty things about, someone else, but they can't take it. I don't think that, like I said, I don't think that you're going to be consistently the same with everyone. But when it comes to, you know, babies and what have you, and and again, this is just me. I will not, if I don't think that you have a pretty baby, I'll just go, oh, or oh, whatever. And that's it. I prefer not to be around at all. So I don't even have to do that. But, I come back to the question, and Shiley, I'm going to start with you. You know, why are we asking questions if we really don't want to know the truth? And yes, you said before that people just want to feel good, but at the same time, don't ask the question.
That could work another way. Sometimes people may ask a question and they just want someone to confirm that they know they need to get their act together.
So why not tell them?
I don't know. Some people just like to kind of like, am I imagining this? But is it me? But it's like, if you get on if you get on that scale, you've gained weight. I know a lot of people since COVID, including myself, have gained weight. And some people will pretend like, oh, they don't think they look any different, but they do. We all do. Most of us do. Most of us has gained weight eating those Oreos.
Yep.
Not getting any activity and all that stuff outside. So, yeah. Some people just want confirmation that they need to do the right thing. They need to get back to the gym. They say it hoping that someone gives the incentive to say, yeah, you're right. I could see it, so that gives me confirmation. I definitely need to get my act together, get in that gym, and get this weight off. That could be, like I said, that could be a reason people say it. Also, they ask the question.
Okay, so I asked then, why do some people give that white lie? Why are you going to say, oh, well, shy lady, oh, yeah, sure, you look great, knowing damn good well that, like you said, you need to get back into that gym and lose, about 10 pounds.
Well, some people, the people who say that are the kind of people that don't like to say no. I mean, my mother's like that. My mother, she don't like to say no to people. She let grandkids take advantage of her. She don't like to say no. She's one of those kind of people. She'll say something knowing that she's not really being truthful because she don't like to say no to people. She don't want people's feelings to be hurt. And you have people like that.
All right, Shannon, you have the mic. What do you think?
Oh, what was the question? Sorry.
Why ask the question? I mean, why ask the question if you really don't want to know the answer? And yes, I
Well,
say people have said that people just want
yeah.
to feel good, but why go there? Because
Yeah.
again, one day you will go up against the wrong person that's just going to tell you.
Right. You're exactly right. You're just setting yourself up for potential heartbreak and fall. So, like I said, I've been guilty of that myself. That is at points in my life now. I'm older. That's just not a question that I would ask anymore because I'm comfortable in my own skin. But as a young girl, still getting my who I am together, yeah, I would ask that question a lot. But I've grown up since then, and I know better than to ask those type of questions. So it's kind of stems from an insecure point,
Okay, so let me ask this then. Should we teach our children at an early age, either don't, fish for someone to say, "Oh, you look great." Yeah, I mean, should we teach them early that everyone's not going to like what you have on? Everyone's not going to, you ask a question, you may get an honest answer. Should we teach them that, this may happen to them?
Oh, absolutely, because the world is not all candy and roses, and they need to know the harsh reality that not everybody's going to like you, and not everybody's going to agree with you. So, yes, I think that's a good value and a good way to prevent them from having certain little setbacks or little heartbreaks between friendships or coworkers in the future. Because if they learn that at a young age, then they'll learn that type of behavior of not to ask that question. Therefore, if you don't ask the question, you can't get hurt.
All right. Chill.
I was saying, here I come. I'm like, here I come, and I was muted.
I was waiting. I was waiting for you.
Yeah. So the first initial question was in reference to why would they ask those questions? Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, why ask the question in the first
Yeah.
place if you really don't want to know the truth?
I think it was both sides. I mean, that's obvious. I already said it's insecurities, and you just want them to. They want to know that you still the neck right love me, or do I still look good? Even though they know, but do I still look good? Because I'm thinking I'm not. So do I still look good? This is okay, and yeah. So that's insecurity, but overall, for someone not to tell them the truth. It's always, you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, right? You just you don't grow up like, hey, how can I hurt your feelings today? You don't come
Right.
across every ugly
True.
person you see on in I don't know, in the subway or on a bus or at work, and like, damn, you ugly. It's for no reason. Like, you're not going around saying that. You know what I mean? You just not gonna hurt people's feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, how do I look? Like, yeah, you got a dress, but that your ugly face ain't gonna help nothing. I don't care how many dresses you put on. You're not gonna it's just people that you're not built to hurt people's feelings. You care about people. You all right? So you don't want to hurt them, and that's just they want to avoid confrontation as well, especially if it's your significant other asking you a silly question like that. They're high head, or it's your son, whoever. You know this person. It's just like, I'm taking a high road, not today, devil. Nope, nope, nope. So that's the and teaching our kids, in reference to teaching our kids, we always should teach our kids to walk to their own drum. But that's hard because the hardest way to learn it is amongst the social setting when they're going to school. You don't really become your true self after you get out of school and be able to grow up, maybe get to college, find some like minds, or military, or people that you will actually want to friend, not just by geographics. You know what I mean? So you find those people, then you kind of get your real friends. You get childhood friends that you might get along with in high school, but you got to walk to be your own drum. Period. Like, you got to be able to do your own thing, walk your own race. If I might have, you only know your situation, and you got to be confident in your steps. And the earlier a child knows that, it, the better off they'll be. You know what I mean? But it's good to still have them in awkward situations where they have to be maybe awkward, maybe the only one in the room with certain clothes on, or a certain status, like, because it builds character. And that's why I don't really believe in all of the anti-bullying stuff, because without that, the bully, I, it
But
can shape me.
yeah, but bullies can sometimes take it too
Yeah,
far.
period. But that's up to me as a parent to kind of know my child and put my child hopefully in a mind state to where they don't think that taking a life or doing something harmful is an option. Like, I never thought that was an option, because I would have, if I came and my grandmama said, "Oh, I want to kill myself," she would have knocked me upside my head so quick. Boy, don't you ever, or I'll kill you. Know what I'm saying? Like, don't. There's nothing never that serious. You don't got people around there that got support systems like that. So, or just have grandma like mine that don't play like you. That's the last option you could ever take. I want to ever hear that come out your mouth. I don't. You know what I'm saying? So that was instilled in me. That's not an option. Those kind of apps, that's never an option. It was a cardinal sin. So, and yeah.
So chill. Then let me ask this real quick. So, do you think that when children, first, second, third grade, whatever, and they're outside for recess, and they're like, "Oh, you're stupid," or "Your dress is ugly," or "Where did you get those clothes?" Do you think that because they're so young, and children tend to be honest, Do you think that they're doing that because they really think that and it is honesty, or do you think that they're doing it just to be mean?
It's number one. It's just to be me. Kids ain't slow or stupid enough. Now they know what they be doing. They may not be all the way developed in some, cases mentally, but if I don't like somebody, yeah, they gonna pick on you as much as they can. Oh, you got them ugly shoes on. Oh, or if you like them, sometimes they don't know what to say, so they'll say something like that. Hey, ugly, like a little black girl that like you. Hey, ugly, what you looking at? You stupid. So you got to know the context of that too as well. It's just but the thing is, you got to instill in your children to have, to not buckle to that. It's hard, but don't buckle into that. Know how to respond to that. Know how to like that's how I came up in school. It was hard, but you were gonna get you if I wear some cheap shoes in school. It was about to be a field day. It was about to, I know I'm coming here with these buddies. I'm about to take it, but you gotta be prepared. So when they took it, I learned how to give it back. It taught wit, it taught quickness, it just taught me, like, the hell with them. They stupid anyway, because that's gonna be a lot of people in life. That's a early life experience, real early. One thing you don't do, what my mom taught me is don't ever fold. Let people take you out to where you just really that much out of your hiccup. It might be stressful, it might be a storm, but it's gonna change, and you fight against that. We ain't gonna hurt each other though, or nobody else over something that's.
Okay. Crucible Man, you have the mic. Thanks for waiting patiently.
Which question are we on? Are we about the kids now, or are we talking about the?
We're talking about do people want to know the truth? Why do people ask a question? Do they really want to know the answer?
I think people know the truth about their appearance. I think they know the truth about other people's appearances. We all know if something we're wearing. I shouldn't say we all know. We can have blind spots when we wear something, and one of our best friends may say, girl or guy, get over here. What are you thinking? But for the most part, I think we all know what looks good and who looks good and who doesn't. But we all have varying degrees of validation requirements. Some people are insecure and they say nice things to people because they want something nice said back to them. They just have a different way of communicating that has a different priority for them. Other people are a little more secure. They're a little less superficial, maybe, and they don't require a level of validation that maybe somebody else does. But I think in all cases, tact is should be paramount. There's no reason to be unfairly cruel. There's no reason to make anybody uncomfortable. Like Shy Lady was saying, we all know if we've gained weight or not. We all know if we got a good haircut or we didn't get a good haircut. Sometimes it's just better to let things lie instead of pushing the envelope and trying to get a conversation going where there's mutual admiration, going on. So I think you got to kind of know your audience. But I personally am not a person who seeks a lot of validation. I don't ask people how I look or does this look nice on me or how do you like my new haircut? That's never even crossed my mind, nor do I get that from a lot of people. So I think people pick up on the vibe of what your personality is. And if you seem like the kind of person who's very generous with compliments and with comments and things, they may seek that out from you more often because you're willing to give it. Others, they may have learned, over time, this person's not going to bite. They don't pick up on my signals. They don't compliment me. So I'm not going to engage that person this way. So we all have different needs in that particular category. So I think you kind of got to read who you're with, but, stay true to who you are. Don't be a phony.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, I mean, to say someone's not picking up on those vibes, I mean, I for one don't go around. I mean, I can put on what I think is the most beautiful dress in the world, but I'm not going to go around, you know, um, waiting or expecting someone to tell me that this is the most beautiful dress. I'm just not going to do that. If you tell me it is, thank you. If you don't, okay. So again, I say, do people, have an expectation that, I have this on, my hair looks like this, I just bought this car, whatever. So I want everyone to say, "Oh, you have such a nice car," whatever. And then I mean, why would you do that? Because when people don't, you either get let down or sometimes you get pissed off. Crucible Man?
No, you're absolutely right. You do have to be, you do have to be consistent because, you have to be true to yourself, but you also can't be so shallow that you're going around constantly, because we all know somebody like that in some capacity, whether it was somebody we worked with or a friend of ours or a friend of a friend, who always goes around and makes a big deal or calls attention to people's appearances or things. And you know that can't be a real thing all the time. So whether they're just, trying to suck up to somebody or whatever they're doing, people can see through that, I think. So I just think, be consistent, and if you sense somebody is maybe, there's nothing wrong with giving somebody a compliment, even though you may think, okay, I know what this person's doing. They're fishing for a compliment. They want me to say something. And you can either dig your heels in and say, I'm not playing this game this time with this person, or you can play along and say, it's an innocent thing. It's a harmless thing. Yes, your hair looks nice. Yes, that's a nice dress, whatever the case may be. And then just kind of move along. There's nothing wrong with pretending or telling a white lie and unnecessarily hurting somebody's feelings, unless it's a person who does this all the time and you just have kind of had your fill of it. But it's a case-by-case thing, I think.
All right. All right. Well, I personally have a problem with people who talk about people and then they turn around and, someone says something to them and they can't take it, or you're going to ask me a question on, how does this look? And I tell you, and I will tell people if someone asks me, and if you don't know me, and if you, come up to me and you say, I want to ask you, how does this look? I will say right then, before I answer you, I will say, do you really want to know? Because if you don't want to know the truth, don't ask me. And sometimes people will give me this look and they'll walk away, or they will continue and they want to know, because I will tell you. And I would want someone to tell me. I don't want you to sugarcoat it, but if you ask me, I'm going to tell you. So with
Hey,
that,
can I say something real quick, Solid?
sure.
Yeah, I think sometimes you make a good point. If somebody asks you that question, how does this look? I mean, if they haven't left the house yet, or if they're in a position to change it, then I think you can be honest with them and say, no, I wouldn't wear that if I were you, and you can make a change. But if you're already at the party, if you're already at the affair or the event or something, and there's absolutely nothing this person can do, and they say, hey, I wasn't sure if I should wear this or not, and I hope I made the right decision. What do you think? Then I think you may have to practice some serious white lies, because if you say the truth, and now they have the whole night ahead of them, they have to be self-conscious, and now they're wondering, anyway. So I think you got to be aware of the situation. If they're in a position to change it, then I think you're honest. If they're not in a position to change it, I think you just go along and get through the night.
Well, and to that, I would say, if you're not in the position to change it, then don't ask the question. I mean, put it like this, seriously, don't ask the question, because if you know that you can't, go home and change, or you can't go to the bathroom and, put on a shawl or something, don't ask the question. But that's just me. That's
a very fair point. Fair point.
So, all right. So I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go around the room and everyone can give their last 5 cents, $1.50, whatever comments you want to make. So, Shy Lady, any last thoughts you would like to make?
Be honest with people, but in a nice way.
All right. No, I am laughing because sometimes for me, and I'm admitting it, sometimes for me, that is hard. So okay, Shannon.
That is one ugly baby. Now, now I just wanted to add on to what Crucible Man said. I agree 100%. You've got to be consistent, and you got to look at who is asking, who you're telling that to, and as well as the person who's asking the question, you have to know who that person is as well, and you got to be consistent with your patterns of. It matters on the individual. who asked the question and the person who's answering that question. Because if you're not consistent, like you said, people are going to see right through you and know that you're fake. But I just think people ought to be kinder to themselves. And sometimes I think a little white lie, depending upon who it is, if you're having a really bad day and a little white lie, a harmless one that's going to pick them up out of that bad mood, what's the harm? You know? Anyway, thank you.
Okay. Jill?
Yeah, I'm here.
I know you are.
So for me, yeah, I just feel like any kind of relationship I have, I want to be based in authenticity to some degree. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings on purpose, but when it comes to just like trivial measures, I'm gonna just say what I need to say, and not all. It won't be blunt. I can be blunt, but depending on what setting it is, I can tell. But if it's in a like, especially significant other, I don't, if it's a problem, I need to say something. I'll say something, and I'll sit you down if I really honestly need to have a conversation. But as far as just worrying about aesthetics of things, I want you to be comfortable. I don't care if it's at work, school. I think like you hear about Google, they just come to work how they want to come in regular clothes, because that's important to me. Because some of the most well-spoken, nice people come to work and they move their way up the top and don't know nothing. They're good friends with everybody. So yeah, I don't like that at work as much as I like somebody that I feel like, oh, I can rely on this person, and they may not be the most. And that doesn't say it's not good. It's like when somebody come out good looking, it's cool, but that's not necessarily a must all the time. Or just and being approachable is a big thing. And when you come to me, I want you to know that when I tell you something, you can it's the truth. I want you to be able to trust who I am and where it's coming from. So you won't have to tell nobody that, you know what, he might screw you. I mean, he might just, whatever that word is, may patronize you, may just try to bullshit you, for lack of a better term. Like, I don't want to be certain things that I might joke around with, but when you come to advice for something like that, I like to be kind of across the board on it.
Okay. All right. Crucible Man?
I think honesty is always the best policy, but tact is important too. And, kind of like Shannon said, know who you're talking to, but, also kind of put yourself in the other person's shoes. Is it really necessary to be brutally honest? Would you want to hear those words coming back the other way? You kind of got to read the situation, but honesty is always the best policy, but kindness goes a long way too. And I think if we can sometimes switch roles and say, would I want to hear this coming back in my ears, and maybe make the decision, based on that, but always err on the side of kindness where possible.
Okay. And as I said before, earlier in the show, I would want, if it came back to me that way, it came back to me that way. I am not thin skinned. I would want people to tell me if the answer is no. The answer is no. If I look fat in those jeans, tell me I look fat in those jeans. I'm not someone, for me personally, again, I'm just talking about myself. I'm not someone that, that you have to, hold your tongue. But at the same time, I tend not to hold my tongue either, because I find sometimes, it's just a waste of time. So, and that may seem harsh for some people, but this is me. So anyway, guys, thank you. This has been a good show, and this has been a good week. Our topics this week, you guys gave me, the panel has just been spot on, and I thank you so much. And on but Bob Ram is not here today, but on Sunday we will be launching our show together. It is called Friendly Differences, and I will be sending out links to people who will be on the panel probably on Saturday. But anyway, thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Today is my Friday, so I won't be back until Monday. Speak your truth and go where the wind takes you. Bye, everyone. Have a good weekend.
See everybody.
Bye, Chill. And Jester, thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. Petty Deb, South Ozman, Juju, Frankie, and Mysum. He was here earlier, so I want to thank him also. And thank you, Frankie, for your golden beans. I appreciate it. Bye, Juju. Did you have pool time today? See you later, Shannon. I'm still waiting for that jazz show or blues show. Well, I am. No pools today. Juju, you did not go to the pool? I'm shocked. Once a month. Okay, Shannon. All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening or night, wherever you are. Bye.